I'm not dead. Uh-oh. Hello, connecting. There we go. So, the dailies today are Sunflower Fields and Windswept Scarlet Sands is the weekly. Some pretty rough options, honestly. I have the restored character world connection though, so Sunflower Fields is pretty short. But Windswept Scarlet Sands is quite the trek. But I mean, yeah, I'm alive. You might wonder where the heck I've been all this time. Well, I feel like if this is like the third time I've mentioned it after going on a hiatus of like, yeah, before this, before the summer, I was pretty good at doing this stuff on a regular basis because I had stuff, but the stuff was on a pretty regular basis. But now that I'm back home, not only am I sharing a workspace with other people, but I have things that are occupying my time on a more regular basis and on more regular hours. So I guess time for me to complain about what I've been doing for the past week, and will continue to do for the next few weeks. I got a job at a summer camp as a camp counselor. And it teaches elementary schoolers or so. And, I mean, I've been sort of enjoying it. I can only hope the kids enjoyed it. The thing is, I had never done the camp before as a counselor, and I had also never done it as a kid. And I was relying on a junior counselor who also had never done it as a counselor before. So I was bumbling around a little bit, but I eventually made it work. I think this is the right way. Oh. That vending machine is a good sign. Okay, there's chaser number 1. Okay, get crossing out. Come on, where are you? Oh god. Ah! Damn it. Gotcha. But for most of the kids were at least decently pleasant. The main trouble was honestly there was a set of 3 kids that were all I guess this is the thing I'm going to complain about today. They were all from a Montessori. Now, to those of you that don't know what Montessori is, it's a decently new invention. It's an open school. where it's like the students will run around and do things for most of the day. Every once in a while there'll be a lesson with the teachers, but it's a lot more open and a lot more based on progress than grades. Now, in theory, that's actually pretty damn cool. But oh wait, I know where that is. That's in Darkroom. Oh right, it is in the house. I mean, just based off of those kids, they were definitely smart, but they also lacked any semblance of authority. And I know COVID definitely didn't help with that, but like, come on. They were just completely, they were boisterous little bastards the entire time of like, oh, I don't have to listen to you. Well, the only person I listen to is my parents. I'm sure there are going to be little terrors when they become teenagers, because they were already like rising 5th graders and they were acting like that. I can only imagine what they're going to be like when they're older. Oh. The other thing that I heard, I was talking with 2 of the kids from the Montessori, and they were saying like, "Oh, we ended up transferring out of it last year." And I asked them why, and they were like, "Yeah, the writing wasn't very good." And apparently, they were being given like they are also rising 5th graders. And they were being given 1st and 2nd grade level writing activities. They weren't scaling up the activities for older kids at all. It was just everyone gets the same writing activities, everyone gets the same reading activities. So the kids just weren't learning how to read, or they weren't learning how to write well. Which you need, like, especially there is no Montessori for middle school. It's elementary school only. So once you're out of elementary school, if you don't know how to write, you're gonna have a real rough time. And as rough as middle school was for me, going from a fairly secluded public school to a much less secluded public middle school, it would have been so much worse going from a Montessori. Because at least I had a fair understanding of, like, how to make friends, for one. How to deal with uncomfortable situations. Not constantly getting my way. Like, sure, elementary school was easy. Elementary school is always easy. If it's not easy, there's a genuine problem. Middle school is when that hammer comes down. And if you're not prepared for that, it sucks. It's going to suck, but it'll suck more. But anyway. Back to the camp itself. The other trouble was that the structure of the camp left a little bit to be desired. Because it's a it's a fundraiser for the town's preservation trust. And this isn't the only thing that they do for it. They also have like a yearly fair that also contributes to it. But it's the kind of thing like they're trying to maximize profit so that they maximize the amount of money that goes towards the trust. So the camp is the most bare bones garbage. And I'd say like it's not. There are some pretty decent moments, but it's so low fidelity. And so like, alright campers, it's time to weave red solo cups with strings. Isn't that cool? It's time to make candles that look like tampons. that was the thing that made me laugh so much. And I consider myself a fairly mature person, but looking over at those candles, it was so hard not to burst out laughing. And I was also trying not to because I didn't want to have to explain to the kids why I was laughing. Obviously, would have been kind of hard. But just oh man. I remember this path pretty distinctly. Especially because Infinite Library is randomly generated. Oops. Oh, oops. Right, I gotta wait a little bit before I actually, press the button and leave. But I should talk about the candles at least, because I made an offhand comment. But something about those candles is that it was just like they had bits of string. They had 2 hot plates with pots of hot wax. Has this always been right next to where you spawn? I've always done like the whole rigmarole. And there's also literally tin cans filled with cold water that we eventually had to swap out because the water was no longer cold and it wasn't cooling the wax enough to make competent candles. Not that we were making competent candles to begin with, but you know. And genuinely, they looked so wrong. At one point too, we made butter, and the butter was also really scuffed because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it was old school, right? But even back in the old days, they had more technology than what the campers had to work with. So it's like, hooray! Let's make some butter. We have heavy cream, salt, and a jar. Let's make some butter. Like, no butter churns or anything. You're making butter the hard way, buddy. You're shaking that shit until it turns into butter. I'm just happy it worked at all. Because we were sitting there for probably 25 minutes, just feverishly shaking these jars of butter. And just looking over at each other like, how long is this supposed to take? God, this area is a pain to navigate. I'm going the wrong way. Yep. I gotta go over on the left path. But I will say, this is going to last for 4 weeks. And there will be a break, it'll basically be 5 weeks for y'all's sake. Because the week that I have off is next week. But that's also the week that that's also the week where... Oh, lovely, my printer is defaulting. And is going to make loud noises. Thanks, printer. I never get sick of you. There we go. Okay, that's what I was missing. But it's like, there were no butter churns, there was no, like, none of that. And then there's the stuff that just was flat out wrong. Like, at one point we were trying to make ink. And, like, there's a... You can have a pretty good idea of how ink is made, right? Well, we made ink with blueberry juice and vinegar. Blueberries that we had to juice ourselves. By hand, but there was no hand juicer of any kind. We had to do that shit manually. Right, so that's... Okay, I remember where I need to go. It's over here. Yeah, there's my downward slope. One of the highlights was, at one point, they brought in something which I was warned by one of the kids that had done the camp before that it was incredibly boring. I forgot you could do this. That there was an etiquette lesson. Someone came in who was a professional etiquette teacher and taught us how to do, like, properly do handshakes and, like, make eye contact when you're talking with someone and stuff like that. Honestly, I liked it because, you know, these kids need to learn this kind of stuff, especially the Montessori kids. People are here. There you are. Oh right, there is a grate here. But it was very goofy. Because I know that I'm not very good at being professional. Especially formally professional. With things like ties and doing proper handshakes and stuff like that, I'm just trash at. So it was very funny. There you are, Surgical Scissors World. This is the point where I start using the map, because these two... Surgical Scissors isn't that bad, but Neon Caves is just miserable. Yeah, there you go. The sounds are so quiet in here. Not sure why. Right, because... Please stop getting directly in my way. Alright, we're almost there. I forgot how much of a trek this path was. Static Labyrinth, right. So I kind of just need to walk around and find that staircase. Also, while I have the time, I may as well talk about Isaac modding. So far, it's going really well. I'm happy that I'm making the stuff that I'm making, and I'm happy that people seem to be enjoying it. It's a good thing to do. I have the ability to do it because it doesn't require any voice work. I can kind of just make it silently. Right, and then 2 left, 5 up. Northwest. And then I think it's this door. Yes, there we are. Oh, I must have just missed Zen. Either that or he's in one of the other rooms. This is still one of my favorite, one of the best areas in the game, and I honestly couldn't tell you why. It's just really pretty. But I'm eventually building up to that big project of the open world Humaniki-esque game. Because an important thing that I was able to do was I figured out a way to make mini-maps work. Or to make, like, adding new rooms actually work properly. It's like, right, if I go this way, there's these two, I think it's this door? This is the one. You know what? It's a bit of a shorter video. I think I'll call it here. I'm happy I had a moment. I'm happy I had a day to. I don't know. This is a nice game to unwind with. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.